Yo, what up? It's your boy, Mr. E, and today we're going to learn about KCF. Now, my previous students used to always get this mixed up with KFC, and I would typically shy away from comparing KFC to KCF, but I'm going to throw for content here. I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. The food is so great, and those commercials are so funny.
Isn't that right, family of four that lives in the back of my limo?
Yep, we're filled up.
Yep, we're filled up.
Yep, we're filled up.
Yep, they sure did get filled up. It's finger-licking good.
Gosh, that Colonel Sanders guy gets me every single time. But we're not talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're talking about keep, change, flip, which is a great way to divide unit fractions and whole numbers. Now, as you watch this video, your face may look like this. And that is totally fine. It might be a little confusing, and you might not understand the why behind dividing fractions, but trust your teachers, we definitely will explain it more in detail as the days come. So let's dive right into this. I just can't resist. I'm going to put this guy here at the bottom. I love Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's so good, and this entertains me. So we have an expression here. We have 5 divided by 1/3. Our first step is we're going to create a Kcf chart, which kind of looks like a hashtag. So we have a K column for keep, a C column for change, and an F column for flip. Our next step is we're going to turn the whole number into fraction form. So just like we did with multiplying fractions, if we keep everything in fractional form, it's going to make the operation a lot easier to do. So we change 5 into 5/1. Number 3, we're going to keep the dividend. And remember, the dividend is the first number in a division problem. So the dividend was 5/1, and it's going to stay as 5/1. Next, we're going to change the operation from division to multiplication or do inverse operations. So the C column, we may change the division into a multiplication symbol. Next step, we're going to flip the divisor, or in fancy terms, find the reciprocal. And a reciprocal is just basically an opposite. The opposite of 1/3 would be 3/1. We switched the numerator and the denominator. So we flipped the divisor, or the second number in a division problem. Next, we're going to multiply straight across. So 5 times 3 would give us 15, and 1 times 1 will give us 1. And finally, you guessed it, simplify. 15/1 is an improper fraction, so we'd want to change that into a whole number since 1 fits into 15 times. And that's it. We have our answer. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how the heck did we divide and get a bigger number? Let's just say it's magic and you're a wizard. But I promise we'll do a couple of example problems and it's going to become a lot easier. Something I'd like us to notice is in these example problems, I have some where the whole number is the first number and some where the unit fraction is the first number. But I'm going to show you that doing KCF will be the same with any of these problems, but it is going to change our answer a little bit. So our first one says 3 divided by 1/2. So we're going to create our KCF chart. Beautifully done, Mr. E. Great job. So K, C, and F. Okay, we're going to change the whole number into a fraction. So 3 turns into 3/1. We'll keep the dividend, 3/1. We'll change division into multiplication, and then we'll flip, change the numerator and the denominator, switch them around, and that'll turn to 2/1. So 3 times 2, teacher brain there, gave you the answer is 6/1. And we don't want to leave that as an improper fraction, so we're going to change 6/1 to 6. So 6 would be our answer. Now let's take a look at what our answer will look like when we have a unit fraction first. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our KCF chart. I know you guys are wondering how I got so great at drawing. It just takes years of practice with KCF, and then you'll do it just as great as me. So this time, we're going to still change the whole number into a fraction, but we're not going to keep the whole number this time because it's in the F column, or F's in the chat. No F column. So we're going to be flipping that later. So we're going to keep the dividend, which is 1/6, change division into multiplication, and then flip the 7 over 1. So the 7 over 1 is going to change into 1 over 7. And then 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 7 is 42. And since that's a unit fraction, or it has a 1 in the numerator, that's a good answer. We got a good answer. So this last problem, again, we're going to have a unit fraction in the dividend. So I have a prediction that our answer is going to look very similar to what we just got in the last one. Okay, so we create our Kcf chart. We're going to change 9 into a whole number, or into a fraction, not a whole number. We're going to keep 1/4, change division into multiplication, and flip 1/9. So that would be our answer, 1/9. And then we're going to multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 9 is 36. So 136 will be our answer. So something that I'm noticing is that if we start with a whole number and divide by a unit fraction, our answer is going to be a whole number. But if we start with a unit fraction and divide by a whole number, our answer is going to be a unit fraction. So that's something to keep in mind as you're doing some of your independent practice in Khan Academy this week, that it will follow that pattern. So I know that this might be a little confusing, or you might be saying, wow, KCF is so awesome. This makes it super duper easy. Again, we will be doing modeling just like we have with all the other operations with fractions, and really understanding the why behind KCF. So I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully you'll get a little bit of practice with KCF, and you'll be feeling like a pro in no time at dividing whole numbers and unit fractions. We love you guys. We miss you, and I'll see you later. Bye.